Welcome, dear ones. Welcome to Understanding Qi and Chinese Medicine. I'm very excited today because I get to play and experiment with this beautiful new audio equipment. So, thank you all for joining me and enjoy this presentation. So, again, we are understanding Qi in Chinese medicine. So, let's explore the concept of Qi in a easily digestible way. Let's gain insights into how to cultivate qi and learn how you can transform qi at any stage of your life. So, what exactly is qi? Well, in Chinese medicine and philosophy, the body and mind are not seen as separate mechanical systems, but as an interconnected, living, breathing ecosystem animated by qi. Although it's difficult to translate precisely into English, qi is often described as the vital force energy that flows through all things. It is the underlying dynamic substance that sustains both physical and spiritual existence, linking the material and immaterial in a continuous process of transformation. So there are different forms of qi, and they all have different qualities, functions, and levels of subtlety that reflect the various ways in which life force expresses itself in the body, mind, and cosmos. For example, some qi supports organ function, some govern defense against illness, and more refined qi is said to nourish the spirit and consciousness. So, in human life, when chi is balanced, abundant, and flowing freely, there is health, there is clarity, and inner harmony. And when chi is blocked, stagnant, or deficient, disharmony can arise. This can lead to emotional, physical, or spiritual distress. And in Chinese medicine, they do believe that all illness, all dis-ease or disharmony is caused by some form of stress. So, unlike Western biomedical models, which often isolate systems and symptoms, Chinese medicine views health as a result of qi moving in accordance with nature's rhythms, which is this holistic view that treats the whole person, not just the parts. Let's look at the different types of qi. So we have defensive qi, nutritive qi, original qi, blood, which is part of the vital substances, body fluids, and essence. So the essence related to our Jing is the character for essence gives the idea of something derived from the process of refinement or distillation, a precious substance to be cherished and guarded. And I love this because it's talking about us as human beings. We are gifted this life force energy in the world that we are birthed into this world with, and it is a refined and distilled energy that we bring through our ancestry, through our mother, our father. This is the essence, and it is to be cherished and guarded. So we have three different types of essence. We have pre-heaven essence. We have post heaven essence and kidney essence. So let's have a look at all three. So, pre heaven essence is the blending of sexual energies of man and woman. This is life force. This determines each person's basic constitutional makeup, their strength and their vitality. Now, this is a interesting topic to discuss because there are many schools of thought around this. Some say that this pre-heaven essence that we are gifted into the world with through our parents, our mother, our father, is a fixed amount of essence or energy or chi. And a lot of other schools thought, me included, is that no, it is not fixed and it is changed by what we call post heaven essence. Now, let's talk a little bit further about that. Post heaven essence is refined and extracted from food and fluids by the stomach and spleen. We're talking about digestion, transformation, and transportation of food into chi. So, some of you may know I am very much about eating a whole foods diet. And look, I'm not perfect. I have my days where I feel like I just want to have something maybe a little bit naughty or something that's not so whole foody. And I live by kind of a bit of an 80-20, 90-10 rule in a sense that it's not a rule. It's just giving me a bit of flexibility and freedom to also enjoy the pleasures of life. However, being very mindful that my energy, my vitality comes from food. Okay. And a lot of us, to be honest, are deficient in a lot of our vital nutrients that we need in life for our brain to function optimally, for our body to function optimally, for our energy, for us to be lively and animated and vital in life. So, this is such a big topic for me, especially. And because it has so much to do with how we flow through life, is what we're actually putting into our body. So, this is post heaven essence. And then we have something called kidney essence. This is derived from pre-heaven essence and interacts and is replenished by post-heaven essence. So, of course, yes, it matters every single day what you are putting into your mouth. So, this determines our growth, our reproduction, our development, our sexual maturation, our conception, our pregnancy, menopause, aging. And this is a huge one as well, because a lot of women, for example, think that, well, okay, I am going through menopause, premenopause, perimenopause. And because this is kind of the norm to have all of these symptoms and feelings, and the way that a lot of women go through that period is that it is very challenging. And look, if you have a lot of life force energy and you look after yourself incredibly well with what you put into your body and how you operate in life in terms of your daily choices, then it may mean that that part of your life, that phase, doesn't have to be so challenging. Okay. So, essence is primarily derived from our parents before birth. This is our kidney essence, our Jing. And this is also just talking about essence in general, whilst chi is formed after birth. So essence is replenished over time. Chi can easily be replenished on a day-to-day basis in terms of what we digest. So, essence changes and follows cycles of 7 and 8 years, depending if you're a man or a woman, whereas chi follows and changes in briefer cycles, moment to moment. Original chi, let's talk about original chi. This is closely related to essence. It is essence transformed into chi. It originates between the two kidneys. This is a powerful area in the body. It's derived from pre-heaven essence. It is constantly replenished by post-heaven essence. Again, everything that we're digesting in life. It is related to the gate of life, the Ming Men. So this is a powerful point that we'll talk about a little bit later. It relies on the transporting function of the triple burner to circulate through the body. So we have three areas, three burners in the body: lower, middle, upper. And again, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. And it circulates in the channels to emerge at the source points, which are these very potent reservoirs of energy that we can work with for self-healing, or when we go to see an acupuncturist, for example, if we're struggling with some kind of issue. So, the functions of original chi is the motive force of all physiological activities. It is the basis of our kidney chi. It helps transformation of gathering chi into true chi. It helps transformation of food chi, which is actually gu chi, into blood, and it comes out of the source points. So, there's a little example here. We've got kidney yin, kidney yang. We've got the gate of life, which is there in between the kidney. We have our internal organs, the 12 channels, and the source points. These are potent points of energy in the body. Like we were speaking about with the essence, we've got kidney yin, kidney yang. And life, honestly, is about balancing yin and yang energy. It's very simple, but yet we complicate this in life. So, to bring about harmony and homeostasis in life is simply balancing your yin energy with your yang energy. So, don't get me started on that topic. Let's get familiar with some of these source points to tonify the original chi. So, these are very potent points that we can work with on the daily. We have kidney 3 here, we have liver 3, heart 7, spleen 3, and lung 9. So this gives you an example of these acupressure points that are often used to tonify the original chi, to tonify, which means to enhance your chi, right? To relieve or remove obstruction or blockages. So these are some points that we can work with, for example, when we do yin and acu-yin and using myofascial balls or using our fingers, or if we're going to see a therapist. Then we have food chi, my favorite topic. So Gucci. I also like that name, Gucci. The meaning of chi is Gucci is the meaning of it's translated to grains or chi of food. So it originates from the stomach and spleen, and it is the origin of our chi and our blood. It rises to the chest where in the lungs, it combines with the air to form gathering chi, zong chi. It rises to the chest where in the heart it is transformed to blood. So to tonify this area, this gu chi, is to use Ren 12, which is on the front of the body there, and stomach 36, which is a super, super powerful point there. It's called 3-leg miles. That one has been used for eons to power up the legs for any type of pain. If you were to do one acupressure point or one acupuncture point, that would be the one to choose. Stomach 36, because it benefits absolutely everything. And they say if you do use that point every day, you'll live till at least 100 years old. So that one would be a take home. Now, I'm excited about this one because, again, what I'm trying to get across here is that it is very easy to cultivate and to care for our chi, right? To enhance our energy, to release disharmony in the body, mind, spirit, emotions, just with the simplicity of choosing the right foods and energy that we put into our body on the daily. It's that simple. And of course, moving the body, moving your chi, moving your energy. But food chi is the number one because think about it. A lot of your day is made up of eating, right? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and some people skip meals, and that is frowned upon. In Chinese medicine, it is definitely recommended that you eat your 3 meals a day. And if we look into the nutrition aspects of, getting your minerals and your proteins and your carbohydrates, everything that you need on the daily for you to operate efficiently as a human being, a lot of people are walking around deficient because they skip a lot of meals. They don't eat correctly and they eat a lot of highly processed foods that have absolutely no chi in them and preservatives that destroy the gut and all of these things. And again, I could go on and on about this, but that would be from another topic. But this is just giving you an idea of the simplicity of peeling it back and really working on these types of chi where we can cultivate more energy and have more vitality in our life. So, we also have something called gathering chi. This is derived from the interaction of food chi with the air. And that's another point that I wanted to make that is coming up soon too. But also, the air that we breathe is a big part of our energy. If we don't have fresh air, and then our body is compromised. So, we need to pee around the trees. So, this gathering chi is nourished by the heart and the lungs. It enhances and promotes lung function of controlling chi, respiration, and heart function of governing blood and blood vessels. It controls speech and the strength of the voice. It affects and promotes blood circulation to the extremities. It is coordinated with original chi to regulate breathing and to tonify, to enhance the chi. We can use that lung 9 point on the wrist there, as you can see in that picture. And then we have Ren 12 as well. So, again, recommended that you go and see someone about your chi, your energy, or if you have disharmony. So, an acupuncturist, Chinese medicine doctor, or someone that you trust that you can get some therapy or treatment with. Then we have true chi, the final stage of in this process of refinement and transformation of energy in the body. It circulates in the channels and nourishes the organs. It originates from gathering chi and the lungs, and it assumes to forms nutritive chi, yin chi, and defensive chi, wei chi. So let's take a look at what is nutritive chi. It is extracted again, very similar to the Gucci, from our food and our water, and it nourishes the internal organs. It's closely linked to the blood, and it flows through the channels and the blood vessels. Defensive chi or wei chi is what we call the chi that keeps us from getting sick or illness or colds and flus and this type of thing. So it has its root in the lower burner where the kidneys are, and it's nourished by the middle burner, the stomach and the spleen, and it spreads outwards in the upper burner, the lungs. It is a coarse form of chi. It circulates actually outside of the channels, and it circulates in the space between the skin and the muscles. It protects the body from invasion of external pathogenic factors. It warms the muscles. It is mixed with sweat, and there's a little spelling error there, the space between the skin and muscles, and it regulates the opening and closing of our pores. It circulates 50 times in 24 hours. Can you believe that? So, to tonify this, as discussed earlier, we have lung 9 and stomach 36, those two powerful points. So, some practical insights to move forward with this information. Chi follows awareness. Where your attention goes, chi flows. So, if you begin your day with some mindful breathing, breathing slow, deep breaths, filling your lungs are at their full capacity between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. That would be a good time to start some deep breathing if you're arising during those hours or as close as that to possible, instead of just racing out of bed or looking at your phone. So, breathing, breath work, it doesn't have to be this breath work that we're seeing out there today. It is more so natural breathing, breath awareness, extending your breath, pranayama. Slow movement like Qigong or gentle stretching when you wake up, placing your awareness on your breath moving through your body. Even just 3 minutes of conscious breathing every day can redirect and awaken stagnant chi in your body. We've also got, of course, eat to build your post heaven chi. You are not just eating food, you are eating energy. Choose whole foods, meaning they are not processed, seasonal foods, and eating mindfully. This is such a huge one I'm seeing today. I'm in Melbourne City. I'm back into like the rat race, right? But I'm not buying into any of that. I still take a long time to eat my meals. And the reason being is because I got very sick when I was younger, and that was due to racing around, not being mindful, eating on the go, completely ignoring the signals of my body and living in a stress state. That's the simplicity of it. Like that, it is that simple. We remove the stress, we remove the dis-ease. Okay. And so eating mindfully now is such a big practice of mine. It means sitting with my meal for at least 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes longer. And I eat slowly. I chew my food. And this is recommended, especially in nutrition studies, Chinese medicine. Chew your food at least about 40 times. Now, that might seem crazy to some people, but again, that's how we need to digest the food efficiently is to create the enzymes in our mouth by chewing. If we're just gobbling, and I see it honestly with people I know very well, good friends of mine, just hooving down their food, not even chewing it, and wondering why they're having digestive issues. Okay, so eat mindfully. Digestion isn't just physical, it's energetic. The spleen and stomach transform food into usable chi. A balanced meal with warmth, simplicity, and gratitude equals more chi for you. Daily rituals to replenish your essence. Think of your essence as this Jing, it's your reserve tank. So gentle lifestyle practices protects your essence. Deep sleep, emotional regulation, and avoidance of overstimulation. Yin yoga, of course, is a beautiful practice. Early bedtime, a screen-free evening from time to time, if not every single night, helps conserve and replenish this deep foundational energy of yours. Also, movement. This unlocks stagnant chi. Stagnation equals stuck energy equals you are stuck in your life. So, moving every day, shaking, dancing, walking in nature to reawaken the flow of chi. Fatigue, frustration, or tension often point towards blocked energy, chi blockages, which movement can release. And a big one is movement of the spine, rocking and rolling up against, back and forth along your spine, ensuring that you're twisting, turning, stretching throughout the day. Huge, huge, huge. Now, they are just some simple tips. That is some insights into the different chi in our body and how simple it can be. So, may the chi be with you and enjoy. Please integrate the teaching and put it into practice. Eat mindfully, move your body, cultivate your energy, breath awareness, eat whole foods. I might have just said that. I'm going to say it again. And have fun. Enjoy. 80-20, I say, or 90-10 if you can. See you on the next one. Reach out if you have any questions, feedback, comments, or concerns.